You are listening to the Self-Trust Solution Podcast with Dawn Leday, episode number 49. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about those pesky questions that seem to accompany every goal. If you've ever felt derailed by these unanswered doubts and questions that seem to get in the way of your goal pursuits, this episode is your guide to reclaiming focus, direction, and control. We'll look at the downward spiral these questions can create, the key to turning them from doubt feeders to supportive allies, and how to create your own Q&A party that automatically puts your brain to work finding friends and evidence to support you in your goal. No matter where you lie in your level of self-trust, there are 5 self-trust secrets you can start practicing to create more goal success. Get your free download today and learn the 5 simple secrets for harnessing self-trust to supercharge your goal success. Say goodbye to self-doubt and confusion and discover the keys to reigniting your passion for your goals. Grab your copy now at theselftrustcoach.com/5 secrets. You set a goal. It's fueled with enthusiasm, with this anticipation and determination for what you're creating, only for these questions to emerge that seem almost inevitable. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Left unanswered, these questions morph into damaging self-prophecies, transforming your aspirations into self-fulfilling failures. These unanswered doubts find companions, what I like to call friends and evidence. Because when we don't answer these questions, our brain turns them into statements. What if I fail becomes I may fail. What if I'm not good enough becomes I may not be good enough. And then our brains get to work constructing a case to affirm these fears because our brain loves to prove us right. And it will pull evidence from the most unlikely sources. For instance, I have a client who has a really beautiful financial goal. And yet, one of the questions that she did not answer that came up was, will I follow through? And of course, her brain answered that and turns it into a statement by saying, I may not follow through. And her brain went to find evidence from all over the place. One such piece of evidence was that she had proof that she doesn't follow through because 20 years ago, she started a diet and she only stuck to it for a month. Now, that has nothing to do with her capability of achieving this financial goal. But it's amazing what our brain will do to try and show us, see, you don't follow through. And what's even more interesting about that is that it ignores over the past 20 years all of the things that she's accomplished, that she has followed through on. So when our brains have these questions that are unanswered, and then they turn them into answered questions or phrases, then it gets to work supporting it. Suddenly, you're caught in a battle between what you desire, what you believe when you set this goal was possible for you, and it becomes this battle between that and what your unattended doubts are now proclaiming. But here's the game changer. We answer the questions. On purpose, we answer the questions because the truth is no question goes unanswered. If we don't answer the question, the answer emerges. And it's very rarely going to be in support of ourselves and our goals, because it is in the format of the question that becoming now a statement supports the doubt. So the power lies in addressing these doubts, turning the answers from default into intentional self-supporting answers. So take it from my personal journey with the Self-Trust Lab. When doubts swirled around achieving my ambitious goal, which is 1,000 high-achieving women in the Self-Trust Lab, when those doubts started swirling, particularly because when I set that goal, I had 7 people in the Self-Trust Lab, I had to begin answering them one by one, because otherwise I noticed they started grabbing friends and evidence, bringing up all the reasons why I couldn't achieve this goal. But when I began answering them, it shifted my focus from the doubt and trying to battle that doubt. Didn't need to battle the doubt. I just needed to answer the questions so that it didn't create more of it. So then it transforms it from doubt to intentional belief. The shift is remarkable. By actively answering these questions, you reroute your brain's focus, aligning it with supportive, intentional beliefs that both build momentum and create positive evidence, friends and evidence, to fuel your aspirations. So my goal remains to support 1,000 women in the Self-Trust Lab. And the questions still linger. However, I've learned to embrace them as reminders to believe in myself, to believe in my clients and our shared objectives. Because unanswered questions never truly remain unanswered. They find answers in ways that rarely serve your end goal. So it's time to answer them intentionally. Maybe even host your own Q&A party where you pose questions and you answer them deliberately, ensuring that the answers and the supportive evidence that those answers will create align with your aspirations, empowering your journey forward. What will you take away from this episode? My goal is for you to leave no question unanswered. Identify lingering unanswered questions that fuel doubt and pull focus from your goal pursuit. Then actively answer these questions with intentional, self-supporting responses. Let the resulting friends and evidence that come up flood in to fuel your forward movement. Maybe host an intentional Q&A party periodically as you work towards your goal. Use it as an opportunity to realign your beliefs with you in support of you and your goal. Remember that no question goes unanswered. So make sure that the answer that your questions receive is one that works for you and doesn't create more work for you. Thank you for joining me today on the Self-Trust Solution Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a review. This helps me reach new listeners, continue to create content, and brings me joy in my mission to serve. Join us next week for episode number 50. Thanks for tuning in, and to have a trust-filled week. Are you ready to achieve your goals without the pain of doubt, fear, and worry? Join the Self-Trust Lab, where we're re-engineering your self-trust for massive achievement. Don't miss out on this exciting new way to achieve your goals. Your best self is yet to come. Join us at theselftrustcoach.com/the Self-Trust Lab. See you inside.